Hello, my name is Mary Barber, and I am the mayor of Gig Harbor. Thank you for taking the time to learn more about the Gig Harbor community. I'm happy to be here today to update you on the state of our city. This recording will cover a quick snapshot of the city, highlight some key accomplishments from 2025, cover some challenges we face, and you'll hear about what my current priorities are for the year ahead, followed by some ways you can be more informed and better engaged with the city. Before I start, I want to say thank you to the entire city team who show up every day with unflagging motivation and passion to make our city government and the municipal services we provide exemplary in every way. We really do have the best team around and are the envy of many cities. Well, I'm not going to bury the lead. I'm excited about what we accomplished in 2025 and very confident in our current trajectory. Our financial position is stable, our partnerships are strong, and our residents continue to show up and help shape the future of this community. We're excited more people are participating in city meetings and conversations have been thoughtful and respectful. That tells me something important, that people care deeply about this community. We recently produced an annual report for 2025. Hint, it was really busy. You can read it on the city's website and see all that we did last year. I do want to highlight a couple of things that demonstrate our investment in people, place, and future. Also of note is that everything we do is about preserving those three things: our people, our place, and our future. We believe we do an excellent job managing the finances and especially your dollars. The city operates a $44 million biennial budget. While that sounds like a large number, when you consider that amount keeps the water clean and running, the roads operational, our community safe, our parks beautiful, and so much more within our 6 square miles for 2 years, it's a pretty efficient organization. I want to talk a bit about where the money comes from to do all this. We, as residents, assume it's our property taxes, but for every dollar you pay in property tax, we collect 8 cents. Just 8 cents. 20% of the city's general fund dollars come from property taxes, while 80% is other sources like sales tax and development fees. That means the people who use our services but don't live in the city limits are paying their share. While we were able to accomplish some amazing things in 2025, I only have time to highlight a few here. This year, we opened Doors Heritage Park. The park represents an exciting step in the completion of the long-planned and anticipated sports complex. It's an all-access playground, pickleball courts, and an event lawn. But more than those things, it's a place for residents to gather and play. Having spaces to play is critical to keeping our community healthy. That's why we're looking forward to opening the second phase of the sports complex later this year. In partnership with the YMCA and supported by many youth sports groups, we'll be cutting the ribbon on the new fields April 24th at 5 p.m. Having places for young people to play is especially important. We also launched our youth council, and I'll tell you, this group gives me hope. These young leaders are engaged, thoughtful, and not shy about asking hard questions. They're learning how local government works, and in the process, they're reminding us why government matters, and especially why young people matter. I'm excited about the work the council has planned, including a gathering of young people this May to discuss mental health issues from their own perspective. But don't worry, they're planning a separate track for parents to have their own discussion. The Youth Council is more evidence that civic engagement doesn't begin at 18. It begins with being invited into the room. I'm thrilled to report to you that the home port continues to move forward. Sometimes the pace of government is slower than we can stand, but good things do happen to those who plan well. This project is about more than boats and docks. It's about economic vitality, preserving our culture and prioritizing our history. It protects public access to the water while showcasing our fishing industry and supporting tourism. When completed, 17 fishing boats from our fleet will be able to moor at home instead of elsewhere as they do now. Major waterfront work requires patience, engineering, precision, and financial discipline, and our team has definitely demonstrated all these as this project takes shape. We completed the update of our comprehensive plan last year. This is not glamorous work, but it is foundational and ongoing. Regular updates are required by several governing groups, but they're also key to good planning, change, and community. The new plan aligns with state mandates related to housing, zoning, and environmental protections while maintaining the character of our community. Throughout the planning process and in all our planning work, we evaluate how growth happens, where it happens, and how infrastructure keeps pace. We know that change happens everywhere, and we're trying hard to manage how that change happens in Gig Harbor within the restrictions set by the state and the needs of our community. Developing city staff so they can best reach their potential is an important pillar for city leadership. That's why we created Harbor Rising, a multi-month program to help our internal superstars grow into future leaders. Harbor Rising is designed to strengthen organizational capacity, prepare emerging leaders, and support long-term succession planning. Because people power our city, and we believe they are our superpower. We selected a new police chief in 2025. We also promoted several officers and hired 2 lieutenants to finalize a new leadership structure. And the department became accredited by the Washington Association of Sheriffs and Police Chiefs. Public safety is foundational to trust. I'm proud of how smoothly the leadership changes occurred, and I'm grateful for the professionalism and steady leadership demonstrated by the team. I also thank the members of our community who engaged with us by showing up and providing input throughout the process. While those are some exciting projects that happened last year, I do want to point out that a very large percentage of the work we do is equally important but more mundane and often extremely challenging. Our community development team spends an inordinate amount of time trying to align our code to often unfunded state mandates. While this is important, it also means the team has less time to complete higher level planning for the community, things like the parking study and the Judson sub-area plan. Then there are the regular projects like providing clean water, preserving the environment, improving and paving roads, and maintaining parks. These are things our community expects and expects us to do well. There is also the work of our Housing, Health, and Human Services Program Manager, who works with a variety of partners to make sure our most vulnerable community members are cared for. We are especially excited about the conversations we're having with local partners around housing and food insecurity. Then there are the unseen administrative functions like finance, technology, communications, and our municipal court that you just assume are running smoothly. It definitely takes a large village to run this city. And of course, this summer we'll again have several construction projects that will have an impact on neighborhoods and our entire community. One of the largest is the 38th Avenue improvements that includes road safety, stormwater improvements, and expanded sewer service. We're also planning to repave a stretch of Harborview Drive in the middle of downtown, while we're also starting work on the Homeport. I've had community members ask why we do these projects in the summertime when visitors are here and traffic is at its peak. It's quite simply because we need good weather to complete the work effectively. We will, as our team always tries to do, keep you updated on construction projects through the Gigabyte, social media, and the website. I mentioned communications earlier as something that you just expect to happen, but it's worth mentioning more here. We've stepped up communication in the past year because we want our community to understand more about why we do things. We often tell you what, but don't always explain the why. We're hoping to explain that better in the future and offer more information about the technical and often multifaceted problems the city faces. Questions like, why does zoning language matter? Why do pavement projects take so long? Why do budget adjustments occur? Policy decisions affect everyday life, including commute times, housing options, property values, and school access. We need to continue doing a better job explaining those connections clearly and consistently. I am grateful for our engaged community. You are all leaning in to help facilitate these conversations and connections. Please keep doing that. The most exciting part of this work is what is coming next. City Council, the executive team, and I have been working hard to prepare for what is to come. In addition to the functions that run the city, there are three main priority areas where we want to focus our efforts. These are really exciting to me, and I hope also to you. The first is community connection. We want to strengthen the connection between residents and their city government, and that will build trust. And we hope to do that through consistent communication. That means you'll see more messaging, more accessible engagement opportunities, and continued transparency in decision making. This means finding new ways for you to connect with, learn from, and share insights with your city council members. We're doing some of this already through different meetings with council and me in the community. Watch our social media and the Gigabyte newsletter for dates and more information. My Tuesday afternoon one-on-one meetings are always available for scheduling. One new thing we're doing in this area is the Gig Harbor Citizens Academy. It will be an opportunity for a selected group of residents to gather weekly for 8 weeks to learn more about how the city operates. We hope to create ambassadors who can talk about the work we do and why we're doing it. We've also heard from you that we need spaces to gather as a community. This has been something close to my heart for some time. We're working on a public-private partnership that will build a multi-generational gathering place to include things like flexible spaces for all generations, a performance center, and somewhere for our community partners to call a permanent part-time home. As with most things, before we move any dirt, we will be going out to the communities to ask you what you want, so we make sure we create most of what is needed. Our second priority is economic vitality. We will continue supporting local businesses and ensuring thoughtful development that aligns with our community's character. Economic vitality is not just about growth. It's about resilience, ensuring our tax base supports essential services, and finding and eliminating barriers to growth where possible. As always, the community will have the opportunity to be involved in the process. This will enhance our partnerships with the Chamber of Commerce and the Waterfront Alliance, who already do so much to support local economic vitality. The third priority we identified for 2026 is related to affordable and diverse housing. As I mentioned, there are state mandates we need to fulfill, but more than that, we want to make sure we have a community where we can all live, work, and play. To do that, we need to diversify our housing. We already have plenty of big, single-family homes, so we're looking for partners who can help us build other types of housing. We're looking for partners who can help us create places where our community can downsize, upsize, or just plain live. Again, the goal is a city where we all live, work, and play together. This isn't about policy documents sitting on a shelf. It's about daily life in Gig Harbor. As a city government, we work with our community to identify our needs and wants. We rely on our residents and greater community for feedback and the work of groups like Rotary, the Chamber of Commerce, private businesses, and nonprofits. It takes a village to make Gig Harbor what it is. Before I close, I want to make sure you know that we need each of you to be part of our village. We ask that you please continue to be an aware and informed community member. Read the weekly Gigabyte and share information with your neighbors. Check out our website for additional information and join us at a meeting. We invite you to serve on one of our boards or commissions, offer public comment at a council meeting or via email, have coffee with me or council members, join me for a one-on-one meeting, attend an open house, encourage someone to apply for the youth council, or volunteer for one of our partners. That's a lot of ways to be involved. Each of you are an important part of that village. Your voice matters, and we want to hear from you before decisions are made. In closing, we are really poised for greatness in the coming years. I'm so proud of the city team and the professional expertise they offer. We are rooted in our heritage, but ready to turn that heritage into the modern day. We are defined by stewardship, by neighbors who care deeply about this place, by people willing to show up, volunteer, serve, and ask thoughtful questions. The state of our city is strong because this community does show up. And as long as we continue to show up for one another, Gig Harbor's best days are ahead of us. Thank you for your partnership, your engagement, and your trust. Again, my name is Mary Barber, and I am honored to serve as your mayor.